Bakit hindi namin kayo nakasama kung sang-ayon kayo? Bakit pinipili ninyong sumalungat sa aming ipinaglalaban kaysa sumama na lang kayo at makiambag sa positibong transformasyon ng lipunan? Sa atin naman po
Today on Rappler, in a show of force, President Benigno Aquino tells his allies, either you're with us or against us. China warns its nationals, avoid the Philippines. And after a not guilty verdict for murder, Oscar Pistorius is found guilty of homicide. Hello, I'm Maria Ressa. Welcome to Rappler, your social news network. In what an ally describes as a show of force, President Benigno Aquino delivers a message Friday that could be summed up in one phrase: you're either with us or against us. Palace officials say Aquino leads an agenda-setting dialogue with what they call reformists and like-minded public servants. The president says the only way forward is through the straight and narrow path, the battle cry of his ruling Liberal Party or LP.
Ang misyon nga po natin, isagad ang magagawang pagbabago sa kasalukuyan para makita ng ating mga boss na ang tanging daan tungo sa ating mga adhikain ay ang pagsunod sa tuwid na landas. Lalo pa nating pag-ibayuhin ang pagsisikap.
Aquino also slammed the opposition for going against his administration's reforms, from the 6.2 million scholars of the Technical Educational Skills and Development Authority or TESDA to the peace process.
Kung sabihin naman nila, sang-ayon sila sa mga ito at pakay din nilang arugayin ng ating mga boss, ang magiging tanong ko po sa kanila, bakit hindi namin kayo nakasama kung sang-ayon kayo? Bakit pinipili ninyong sumalungat sa aming ipinaglalaban kaysa sumama na lang kayo at makiambag sa positibong transformasyon ng lipunan?
Aquino reminds his allies they're all tied together not by personalities, color, or slogans, but by principles. Vice President and Opposition Leader Jejomar Binay was not invited, the first time Aquino publicly distanced him. Binay currently tops the polls, receiving 41% of voters' preference in the latest Pulse Asia survey. Aquino has yet to announce his choice, but Interior Secretary Mar Rojas, widely believed to be the LP standard-bearer, trails at 7%. The Ombudsman orders the dismissal of Human Rights Commissioner Coco Quisumbing. In a resolution, the anti-graft body said she promoted her staff in exchange for the employee's salary increase. Quisumbing also pocketed a share of her staff's salary and maintained ghost employees. This is the first time in the Commission's history that a ranking official was dismissed for bribery and grave misconduct. Quisumbing will no longer be eligible for public office and permanently banned from re-entering government service. Her retirement benefits will also be forfeited. Quisumbing was a journalist before she worked in government. 5 more policemen turned themselves into the Quezon City Police District Wednesday. The policemen were tagged in a robbery and kidnapping incident on Metro Manila's main road, EDSA. The lawyers representing the 5 say their clients were there not to surrender, but to clear their names. 3 cops linked to the incident surrendered earlier. 2 of the suspects also have a pending case for the same tactics, same modus operandi in 2011. State Weather Bureau Pag-asa says a tropical storm enters the Philippine area of responsibility. In its latest bulletin Friday, Pag-asa says Tropical Storm Luis is at 669 kilometers east of Vera, Catanduanes, with maximum winds of 65 kilometers per hour. It's expected to move west-northwest at 26 kilometers per hour. Parts of Luzon, such as the province of Quezon, Bicol, and Mimaropa regions, and Visayas and Mindanao will have light to moderate rain showers or thunderstorms Saturday. Metro Manila and the rest of Luzon can expect isolated rain showers or thunderstorms. Check out Rappler's Project Agos microsite, a one-stop shop to help the public prepare better for disasters. Project Agos aims to raise awareness about climate change adaptation and disaster risk reduction and management. You can see what to do before, during, and after natural disasters like floods and earthquakes. Visit www.rappler.com/Project Agos. China warns its nationals, avoid visiting the Philippines. Officials cite a foiled bomb plot against the Chinese embassy in Manila and the danger of criminal gangs. 3 men were arrested September 2 over an alleged plot to bomb the Chinese embassy, the international airport, and the businesses of ethnic Chinese tycoons. Foreign Ministry spokesperson Hua Chunying on Friday urges the Philippine government to do more to protect Chinese citizens. In response, the Philippines says it is in touch with Chinese diplomats to ease their concerns. Philippine Justice Secretary Laila de Lima earlier said the bomb plot may be linked to politician Eli Velez Pamatong, who's been involved in a string of anti-Chinese protests. But the Philippine military dismissed the bomb plot theory, calling Pamatong a crank who posed no real danger. The military adds the bombs were merely firecrackers. The Central Intelligence Agency, or CIA, says ISIS, or the Islamic State of Iraq in Syria, has about 20,000 to 31,500 militants, much larger than a previous estimate of 10,000. The CIA's report comes a day after U.S. President Barack Obama vowed to expand an offensive against ISIS with increased airstrikes in Syria, expanded attacks in Iraq, and new support for Iraqi government forces. The death toll for Ebola epidemic rises to more than 2,400, says the World Health Organization, or WHO, Friday. WHO Chief Margaret Chan says there are about 4,700 cases, with the virus rapidly moving in the hardest-hit countries, Liberia, Guinea, and Sierra Leone. Chan says there's not a single bed left to treat Ebola patients in Liberia. The Ebola virus is transmitted through body fluids and leads to hemorrhagic fever and death. There's no known treatment and no licensed vaccine for Ebola except for an experimental serum tested on some people who survived. South African sprint runner and double amputee Oscar Pistorius is guilty of homicide in the death of his girlfriend, Riva Steenkamp. This comes a day after the Paralympic was cleared of premeditated murder. The verdict leaves Pistorius facing up to 15 years in jail, although legal experts say he might get 7 to 10 years. Pistorius claims to have mistaken Steenkamp for a burglar when he shot her, once a poster boy for disabled sports. Pistorius has been stripped of lucrative endorsement deals by global brands and has withdrawn from all competition. Let's now look at Rappler's Wrap for today, a list of the 10 most important events around the world you shouldn't miss. At number 7, South Korea moves for comprehensive anti-smoking measures to counter what has become the biggest threat to national health. The government proposes an 80% increase in cigarette prices to cut consumption and raise annual tax revenues by 2.8 trillion won, or $2.7 billion US dollars. The health ministry will also require tobacco packaging to include graphic photos of smoking's effects, while tobacco ads would be banned in retail stores. At number 8, U.S. authorities threatened to fine YAHOO $250,000 a day if it failed to comply with a secret surveillance program requiring it to hand over user data for national security. YAHOO General Counsel Ron Bell says the documents, in his words, underscore how we had to fight every step of the way to challenge the U.S. government's surveillance efforts. And at number 9, the United Nations says Earth's damaged ozone layer was well on track for recovery by mid-century, though fixing it over Antarctica would take longer. UN agencies say a 1987 treaty to protect the ozone layer was so successful, but was indirectly causing global warming to another area. The report says without the landmark Montreal Protocol, 2 million extra cases of skin cancer might occur each year by 2030, and levels of ozone-damaging compounds tenfold by 2050. For the full top 10, visit Rappler.com's The Wrap. Every story on Rappler has a mood meter, which gives you 8 emotions to choose from. Click how you feel, and your vote comes down to the mood navigator in the middle of the front page. That crowdsources the mood of the day. It also gives you the top 10 stories that have affected our readers and viewers the most emotionally. If you take a look, these 10 stories have gotten the most number of votes on their mood meter. Interestingly enough, you have we have David Blaine in 11 photos of David Blaine's surprise street performance for Philippines Less Fortunate. You have 65% happy, 68% happy. Just yesterday, the Senate hearing, former ally says Vice President Binay got 13% from Makati projects. a large 89% angry. That red, bringing out the mood that's here in the story that's gotten the most number of votes. The piece is by Shakira Sison, who wrote about her marriage. Title is When a Woman Has a Wife. Mixed reactions, 34% happy and 53% angry. That red, bringing out the mood of the day. Today, most people are angry. Well, don't be angry, it is Friday. That is Rappler's Newscast for today, Friday, September 12th, 2014. Visit Rappler.com and watch our newscast Monday to Friday. Tell us how you feel on our mood meter and help us crowdsource the mood of the day. I'm Maria Ressa. As we say at Rappler, tomorrow begins today.
Bakit hindi namin kayo nakasama kung sang-ayon kayo? Bakit pinipili ninyong sumalungat sa aming ipinaglalaban kaysa sumama na lang kayo at makiambag sa